A good devach, everyone. Shavua Tov. We are continuing here in the words of the PELE YOETZ in Avas Atzmai, a person loving themselves. We spoke about the importance of the self-esteem, understanding the greatness that's inside, seeing the true value that we have inside of us and who we are. And that's how a person comes to loving themselves. And once you love yourself, you can love everyone. You can love other Jews. You can love HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You can love even the people that despise you. You'll find a way to even love them as well. Says the PELE YOETZ the following: however, Aval yesh ra chayla, there is a terrible sickness. Ra'as ha-Yetzer Hara, it is the evil of the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. She'oiches shemurois einayim, he grabs onto our eyes. Va'oisas ha'adam she'kachayla, and he makes the person to become like a sick one. Because shikr, like a drunkard, asher lo yeda ben yamina l'smailai, that he no longer recognizes between his right and his left. Where's the PELE YOETZ going with this? V'goyim ra la'atzmai, and he'll even cause a detriment to himself. He's going to explain. Minefesh ve'ad basa yechale, his soul and his flesh will begin to yechala, be destroyed. Ba'oifen she'en shum seine ba'olam yochel laharalai, he'll destroy himself and self-destruct in such ways that even his greatest enemy in the world can't do to him. Kamasehu mimenu, even with whatever the enemy is trying to do to a person, how they're trying to affect a person, how to ruin a person, destroy a person. We are our own worst enemy, says the PELE YOETZ. How? V'zeh shtus gadol, this is a tremendous foolishness on a person's behalf. When it says in the Gemara in Saita, Ein Adam Chayte, a person will only sin, Elim Kein Nichnas by Ruach Shtus, unless a spirit of foolishness will enter inside of him. A person is Tzelem Elokim, a person has Seichel Yasha, they have straight and good understanding of how life is supposed to work. We have a vision of ourselves, we understand the tafkid, the purpose of what we're trying to accomplish and achieve in this world. If that's the case, if your eyes are open and your mind is clear and you know basically what it is that you're supposed to do, how does a person come to such horrible sins in their life and do things that they shouldn't do? So the Gemara says there's only one way. How could a normal person end up getting involved in sin? That's only a ruach shtus by. If a foolish spirit will enter into the person, they'll lose themselves in that spirit. They won't see what it is that they're really supposed to do. And so he applies that to this idea of one's loving themselves. And here a person could lose sight of the av, the love they're supposed to have. Shemishu shaita is someone that is a fool. Sometimes it's possible that a person that goes a bit crazy in their mind, they could even be ma'am ben atzma l'das, they could even take their own life, chas v'chalila, rachmana litzlan, God forbid. And therefore, if the nature of the world, as he said before, is that a person is going to love themselves, the nature that HaKadosh Baruch Hu built into the teva, into the very DNA of this world, is that naturally a person appreciates themselves, loves themselves, guards themselves, watches out for themselves to ensure that they're going to be safe and sound and they're going to progress in a wonderful way in this world. How is it possible, Chalila, that a person can be ma'am ben atzma l'das, they can end up taking their own life? Says the PELE YOETZ, only if there's a ruach shtus, only if there is a spirit of foolishness that has entered into them, that makes them forget about how much they love themselves, how much they invested in themselves in this world to live and to thrive and to prosper and the like. Otherwise, they would never do such a thing. Now, just to make it clear that Bisman Hazeh, in our times, Rahman al-Islam, if a person goes and they take their life, it's more than just a ruach shtus, it's more than just a spirit of foolishness that has entered in there. The Paiskim, the halachic authorities of today say that there's unfortunately so much mental illness and sickness that is in the world. If a person would get to the point where they would do such a thing, God forbid, lo aleinu, that they would end up taking their lives, it's more than just the ruach shtos, the foolish spirit that has entered into them. We assume and we can even track and we can see that the person has mental issues, unfortunately, mental illness and sickness that has put them in a very bad position in life, that has brought them to this place where they are worried and they are concerned and they are paranoid and they are anxious and they are depressed. All of the terrible things that happen to a person with mental illness. And if they get to the point where they take their life, God forbid, it's not because merely ruach shtus, because of the foolishness, but rather because of the mental illness that is there. But in the times of the PELE YOETZ, he's writing that if the nature of a person is to appreciate themselves and value themselves and want to live and want to ensure that they're going to have a long life in front of them, how is it possible that they can ever take their life short, cut it short? The only way, says the PELE YOETZ, is that there must be a ruach shtus, foolishness that is entered inside of them. However, someone who has a good brain inside of their skull, they should think to themselves, a person, it's fitting that they should love themselves. Their body and their soul. I love it all. I'm 15 pounds overweight. I got some extra rolls. Don't worry about it. Love thyself. I didn't succeed the way I wanted to today in my davening, in my learning, in my chesed, in my midas. I yelled at my wife, my kids. I wasn't so careful. I missed shachris today. It's okay, says the PELE YOETZ. Love thyself. You must love yourself because that's what it's all about. Yesav schartoi ba'amaloi. And the more that you work on finding the true love that you have for yourself, and that will motivate you to do more in the realm of Torah and of mitzvahs, then certainly the reward is going to be so much greater as well. Enjoy and delight in the tranquility of your nefesh, of your soul. Not only will your soul be satisfied, your neshama will be able to soar, but even your basa, your body, your flesh, it will rest in faithfully and with great trust and calm and peace, because it knows that its master, which is you yourself, you're the one that is, so to speak, in control. Of course, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in control of everything, but you have the ability to watch over yourself and give yourself what you need. So when a person is in line with Avas Atzmo, loving themselves, the nefesh, the soul, and the goof, and the body know that it will be taken care of in the proper way. Have a wonderful day.